Awakening from narcissistic abuse, you will better understand human nature. And essentially, human nature is the law of nature, which essentially states that animals in nature are designed for their nature. And I've done previous videos where I've mentioned that every single day a mosquito wakes up, that mosquito knows it needs to find a host. This is because parasites need hosts. That is their design. Parasites feed on hosts. And if you're dealing with a pathological narcissist, then you're dealing with a parasitic individual. And when you truly understand that, then you know what you are dealing with. So if you encounter a mosquito, you expect the mosquito to bite you, because that is what parasites do. You see, the mosquito people does not want to bite you. It needs to bite you. And that is why mosquitoes are designed with a proboscis, that pointy thing that they use to stick you, because they are parasites, and animals in nature are designed for their nature. So when you understand that a mosquito must bite you, that mosquito must drain the life out of you. And if you're dealing with a pathological narcissist, and pathological narcissists are parasitic, then they come to take from you. You see, the mosquito can't kiss you because, well, it doesn't have lips. It has a proboscis. So you cannot expect love from a pathological narcissist. They don't have love to give. You're dealing with people that are based in shame, pathological self-loathing. So they have little to no self-esteem. And they run from this shame. They don't face the shame. That is why it's dysfunctional. So they run from their shame and they get to pride. And this is their grandiosity. This is their egomania that they use to protect themselves. And well, pride comes right before the fall, and they fall right back down to shame, to go through another shame-pride cycle. So you're dealing with someone that is stuck in a low mood state. And they must drain you, you see, because they're stuck in a low mood state. So you can't be high vibrational. And you see, people, love and empathy and kindness are very high vibrations, way up there in the 5D, in the 500s. When pathological narcissists cannot make it past level 199. They are stuck in a low mood state. That's the disorder. Mosquitoes need to bite. They need to feed. Pathological narcissists need to feed. They need supply. That's the disorder. They don't want supply. They need supply. And people, if you can't supply the narcissist, then the mosquito must go and bite someone else. The narcissist must go and seek supply from somewhere else. So know that you are dealing with a people addict. That's pathological narcissism in a nutshell. You're dealing with a people addict. They're addicted to other people's energies because they cannot generate this energy on their own. Parasites need hosts, not the other way around. So if you're dealing with a pathological narcissist and you're married to this person, boyfriend, girlfriend, baby mama, baby daddy, then oftentimes you're dealing with someone that is prone to serial cheating because they need supply. And again, they cannot generate this energy on their own, so they must find someone else, you see. They are people addicts. That's the disorder. A mosquito needs hosts. If that mosquito does not find hosts, that mosquito dies. And you see that narcissists will go through a narcissistic collapse or a narcissistic mortification, which is what? The deflation of the ego, and they believe they are their ego. That's the disorder, people. That's the disorder, because we are not our ego. And you know this because if you're listening to this message or if you're watching this video, then you had an ego death. And I had an ego death, and this is why we were connected, or why we are connecting. Pathological narcissists believe that they are their ego. What is the ego? The ego is a mind-made construct. It's made up in the mind. So when you have an ego death or a spiritual awakening, or you experience a dark night of the soul, a part of you dies, yes, so that another part of you could live, so that your spirit could awaken, because you are spirit governing a body with access to tools, namely your mind power, your willpower, and your emotions. You are spirit governing mind. You are spirit operating a mind. The mind is a tool. But narcissists believe that they are the tool. They dissociated. That's the disconnection. They believe they are their mind. And people, if someone believes they are their mind, then they are losing their minds. Narcissists cannot spiritually awaken because they believe they are their ego, so they cannot have an ego death. That's a disorder. So you're dealing with a captain that abandoned their ship. The driver is in the back seat, people. You are talking to an ego when you're talking to a pathological narcissist. This is why you cannot get to know the narcissist, and the narcissist cannot get to know you. They don't exist. And that is what is mind-boggling about this experience when you come out on the other side. It is that you are dealing with a total fake. A made-up character, a made-up construct. The ego is a mind-made construct. Thoughts, ideas, it's made up. It does not exist. Because when you see the true person you are dealing with, especially in the devalue and the discard, because what you found, people, in the love bomb was the mask, because that person was mirroring you. You like R&B music? The narcissist likes R&B music. You like hip-hop music? The narcissist likes hip-hop music. They like what you like. That's the mirror. That's the mask.
What do you like to do?
Whatever you like.
What kind of music do you like?
Whatever kind of music you like.
So you were being deceived on day 0, you see. Because who you thought you met does not exist, and they never existed, because narcissists wear different masks depending on who they are around. So if they are around 100 different people, then they are 100 different people. That's the disorder. So you're dealing with a chameleon spirit, a mirroring spirit. They don't exist. They lost themselves and adopted a false self. And a false self cannot self-reflect. That's why they don't grow. That is why the disorder is regressive. It gets worse with time. And this is why oftentimes on the channel you hear me state that pathological narcissists age like milk. They don't age like wine. They don't get better with time, because they get worse. They are regressing. So people know that if you are on a ship with a pathological narcissist, be it a situationship, an intimate relationship, a sibling relationship, a friendship, it is important that you abandon ship, because that ship is the Titanic. It has to go down. Because the captain is overboard. The driver is in the back seat, you see. So you're going to have to carry that entire relationship on your back, because that is going to be a codependent relationship. You're dealing with an adult toddler. You have a Peter Pan or a Patricia Pan on your hands. That's what you're dealing with. That's the disorder. They don't grow. They regress. They get worse with time. They age like milk. They don't age like wine. When you're looking for a good stock, you're looking for an asset, but that's a liability that you're dealing with today. If you're dealing with a pathological narcissist, if you're still entangled with these pathological personality types, people, that relationship must go down. Because if you imagine a ship and there's no captain on that ship, eventually that ship is gonna sink. That's what you're dealing with. That's why you couldn't grow in that relationship, people. You're dealing with someone that is regressing. So it is important as you go through this healing process that you let go of negative emotions such as self-blame, which is shame, where you're blaming yourself. How could you not have known this? How could you not have seen? You should have seen. But you could not have seen what you could not have known because you didn't know that these species existed. These people without a self, with a false self, so the entire person is fake. People, that is a mind-boggling thing. So forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You could not have known. It would not have made sense. Because people, you are dealing with the insane. It's just that these insane people don't walk around in those white straight jackets that you see in movies. Because essentially they're functional lunatics, people. That is what you are dealing with. A functional lunatic. So they have some functioning abilities. They can tie their shoelace. Maybe the narcissist can drive a car. They can say a complete sentence. But when it comes to their mental processing, especially their emotional processing, and spiritually, people, these people are gone. They have psycho-spiritual arrested development. Stuck in their terrible twos to about 12 years old. That's when the dissociation kicked in. So what you're seeing today is someone in a dissociative state. They are dissociating today. They're dissociating from their true self, and the false self gets stronger and bigger. You're dealing with an egomaniac. You cannot reason with an egomaniac because you're perfect. Perfect people do not need to change. Again, they are filled with pride. And pride comes right before destruction. Pride comes right before the fall. And well, if you don't go up on the consciousness ladder, well, you go down. And they go right back down to shame to run from their shame. Whatever childhood trauma, childhood abandonment issues, neglect, abuse that they went through, they're still harboring it. Walking around with a lot of baggage, accruing more negative karma, you see, stuck in a low mood state, based in shame, unable to let go of their pride. That's a disorder. People, that is pathological narcissism in a nutshell. This is why you cannot grow with a pathological narcissist. They're stuck in a destructive state. So know that egomaniacs must blame others. And they cannot take accountability because they don't have accountability to give, you see. A narcissist cannot be at fault because you're perfect. That's a disorder. It's a type of rigid perfectionism. It's dysfunctional pride. So the narcissist must blame you, they must gaslight you, they must triangulate you to get supply, because animals in nature are designed for their nature. So people, when you encounter these parasitic beings, don't be surprised. However, understand what you can do to protect yourself. And to protect yourself, you need to protect yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and additionally, physically. So go no contact with these pathological personality types because you cannot grow with them. You need to implement boundaries. So physically, if you need to move, move. You may need to switch jobs. You may need to move. If it's someone that you're living with, you very well may need to move. And again, leave safely. Leave as safely as you can because these pathological personality types are very destructive. If you're still around the person, you very well may need to gray rock to protect your emotional self. You have to disengage. And this is why you must leave, because you cannot grow with destructive energy. So people, ensure that you get the courage to walk away and stay away and heal properly. Address the wounds, address the vulnerabilities in you that caused this entanglement in the first place. And in order to heal, you must be in a more positive environment. It's going to be very hard for you to heal if you're still wrapped up, tied up, entangled with a pathological narcissist because they have to drag you down. They can't pull you up. They can't go up. They're going down. When you are here to ascend, you are here to grow, but you can't grow with someone that is regressing. They're regressing. So people, get the courage to walk away and stay away from these pathological personality types and invest the time to properly heal. And if you need help on this journey, go ahead and book a one-on-one session with me at NarcDojo.com. That is NarcDojo.com. And we'll talk about boundaries. We'll talk about growing up in these dysfunctional family systems. We'll talk about narcissists. We'll talk about healing. We'll talk about growth. And we'll make sure that you truly understand why this came about so that it does not happen again. People, make the last narcissist be the last narcissist. And if it was the first narcissist, make the first narcissist be the last narcissist. Life is too precious to waste regressing when we are here to ascend. Thanks again, good people, for tuning in to these videos. If you appreciate the content, please give us a like and ensure that you are subscribed for more empowering content. If you have any questions or feedback, go ahead and leave that down below in the comment section. Ashika is the name. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.